In this video, let's talk about the Chiefs versus Jags divisional game, look at some standout plays, key players, give a couple game balls out, and then talk about a couple of very not so encouraging injuries that the Chiefs sustained in this game. But first, how about those? Well, the Chiefs got the dub, beating the Jags 20-27. They got it done, but it was a bittersweet victory in the sense of they did win. They're moving to the 5th AFC Championship game. That is definitely to be celebrated. I don't think a team has done that since the Patriots and their run in the early thousands. Yeah, hats off to everybody. That is incredible. But this game was not without, a scary thing that happened to Patrick Mahomes with his ankle. He was hurt in the game early on. Chad Henne came in, crazy drive, scored a touchdown. But yeah, Patrick Mahomes has a high ankle sprain, and we won't know how good he is going to be in the AFC Championship game. Will he be playing at 90%? Will it be 80? Will it be 70? Because today what we saw was him hopping around on one foot like he worked at IHOP. And that's not to make fun of it, It was a stressful thing to see. Hats off, credit to Patrick Mahomes. He got that dog in him. He just wanted to play. He did not want to go get an x-ray.
Well, it was hard getting him out of the game, first of all. He wanted to fight.
I obviously didn't want to go back and see it. I didn't want to go get the x-rays or whatever it was. I wanted just to continue to play. I told him I would do it at halftime. But Coach, in the best interest of me, he made me go back there and get that x-ray before he put me back in the game. And for a while, I thought I could get and play through it. And then he said, "I'm not putting you back in, so you might as well go get the x-ray. And then if it's negative or whatever, I'll put you back in." So
we got him out, went to the x-ray, got it x-rayed, looked at, taped. He came back and he said he felt good enough to be protected, where he's not going to get hurt. That's obviously the primary thing. And he felt like his mobility was good enough where he could do that. So we did a few little things with him on the sideline to see where he was at, put him in, and it was a short leash. So if I felt like he wasn't able to handle it, he would have been out and back in Henne.
So yeah, that was certainly scary, man. Snead's got a banged up nose. We'll see how banged up it is. Hopefully he can play. I think his helmet got smashed down. Top of his helmet slammed the bridge of his nose. Those were probably the two biggest injuries. It's going to be Mahomes' ankle. That's the biggest one by far. Snead and his nose. We'll keep you posted as soon as I find out more. Hopefully this week we will see. It's something you don't want to see, man. Happened to QB1 in the divisional round of the game. You got the AFC Championship game. You got the Super Bowl. You want this team healthy, especially the QB, but injuries are part of the game. It just is what it is. You got to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And from here, let's look at some key plays, standout players, and give out a couple game balls. Trevor Lawrence, 24 for 39. He did get 217 yards, touchdown, an INT, got sacked twice. Patrick Mahomes, 22 for 30, almost 200 yards, 2 TDs, no sacks, which is crazy. Chad Henne, 5 for 7, 23 yards on that crucial 98-yard drive. You love to see it. Isaiah Pacheco was 5 yards off of 100 on the day. He was 100 yards from scrimmage. He had 1 catch for 6 yards out of the backfield. McKinnon, 11 for 25. Tony had 1 for 14. I think that was on a jet sweep, I believe. Or no, it was on a counter with him out of the backfield, actually. ETN had 10 carries for 62 and 3 for 18. So he was once again held under 100 yards from scrimmage. Now, both the Jags and the Chiefs got 144 rushing yards apiece. And they both almost had the same identical passing yards. 217 for the Jags, 218 for the Chiefs. Costly fumble by Agnew, man. He set his team up good a couple different times on some great kick returns, but a costly fumble at the 3-yard line. Meanwhile, Nick Bolton holding it down with 10 tackles per usual. Juan Thornhill and Jalen Watson both had a couple passes defensed. Frank Clark with the sack. Derek Nottie with a great sack, man. And then, we got to shout out Butker. 2 field goals. Both were like 50-yarders or close to, and then 3 extra points. Butker made 9 points. Tommy Townsend, 4 punts, averaging 50.8 yards per punt, 2 within the 20, and a long of 60. And if you look at the team stats, Chiefs were 50% on third downs. Jags just roughly the same, a bit over. Chiefs had 1 extra drive. They're about the same on yards per play. Rushing yards, passing yards, all the same. Red zone, though, Chiefs were 3 for 3. Meanwhile, the Jags were 2 for 3 with the costly fumble in the red zone. Sometimes it comes down to one play. And that's kind of what happened. Meanwhile, the Chiefs' time of possession is big. 35 minutes for the Chiefs, only 25 for the Jags. So I'm definitely happy about the win. I'm a bit nervous about Patrick Mahomes getting injured. Chad Henne has to come in because Mahomes got hurt on a play, and he was very, very noticeably limping, was in pain, didn't want to come out. He refused attention, got his ankle wrapped at the end of the first quarter. They eventually sent him back for further imaging. They gave him an x-ray, came back clean, but it is a high ankle sprain. He got his ankle further wrapped. But when Patrick Mahomes went out, Chad Henne, 98-yard drive. Isaiah Pacheco, 40-yard run on that drive. Travis Kelce, touchdown. I mean, how incredible is that? That's why you have a veteran backup in the game. And with that being said, man, you're going to have Chad Henne getting the offensive game ball. It was voted on here for leading a 98-yard drive for a touchdown. I would probably give Isaiah Pacheco an honorary game ball. He got over 100 yards from scrimmage. You could give Travis Kelce one too. I mean, both of those guys, had a great game. You know, I'm not going to complain with whoever you want to give the game ball. If it's not Chad Henne, you want to give it to Pacheco, who had literally 101 yards from scrimmage. MVS had a great touchdown. Travis Kelce had 2. He had 2 and 98 yards receiving. 14 targets, which was an NFL postseason record for a tight end, I believe. They held it down, man. Didn't fold under pressure, no matter who the QB was. Made the offensive play calls happen, and it was stressful. I will say this, man. Shout out to the defense. They stressed me out at times, came up big at others. I mean, Trevor Lawrence almost threw like 4 picks in this game. They dropped a couple. Came up with a great fumble the defense did. I think it was just a mistake by Agnew, who fumbled at the 3. Then Jalen Watson with the great interception. The defense came up when it mattered. Trevor Lawrence couldn't get it done. He did a great job. But when you got Mahomes on one leg, you got to take advantage of that, bro. And you can't get it done. You got to go home. I don't know what to say. We'll see what the Chiefs look like next week. They're either going to play the Bills or the Bengals. 2 great teams. Mahomes won't be 100%. The Chiefs streak doesn't end here. They go to their 5th straight AFC Championship game. We had so many people doubting the Chiefs all year, man. I saw it in the comments. I see a lot of comments. Chiefs are going to be 1 and done in the postseason. This is Chiefs fans. Chiefs are 1 and done in the postseason. They did not do enough to reload in the offseason. Defense too young, inexperienced. They're not going to get it done. Here they are. 5th straight AFC Championship game, and they're going back with Mahomes on one leg winning this game. Shout out to the defense. Shout out to the special teams. Not kick returns on special teams. Thank God Harrison Butker saved that kick return. So yeah, with all that being said, the Chiefs got the dub. I am excited. There's a lot of standouts here that we kind of talked about. Travis Kelce, DAWG, Jerick McKinnon. He was there putting up some crazy blocks at times. Pacheco, almost 100 rushing yards. He did have 100 yards from scrimmage. Travis Kelce, what was that, 98 yards and 2 TDs? 14 receptions, the most for a tight end, I believe, in postseason history. Crazy stuff, man. You got to shout out Jalen Watson for the interception, Frank Clark for the sack, the big tackle for loss. Some of those guys came up big. The defense held it down when the offense sputtered because Mahomes was throwing on one leg. And they got it done. They proved people wrong all season long. Chiefs aren't going to make it to the playoffs. If they do, they'll be bounced in the first round. Well, guess what? They freaking won the divisional round of the playoffs with Patrick Mahomes on one leg. So let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments down below. How worried about Mahomes' injury are you on a scale of 1 to 10? What are you thinking? Who do you want to play? Bills and Bengals play tomorrow, and we'll see who gets the winner. Again, if the Bills win, it's going to be Chiefs-Bills, neutral site, Falcon Stadium. If the Bengals win, Chiefs-Bengals rematch of the AFC Championship game last year at Arrowhead. Until next time, let's go. Let's freaking go. How about those?